Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a powerful book that has inspired millions to reach their full potential. Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. In this book, Duckworth explores the concept of grit and how it's a crucial predictor of success. It's not talent, but passion and perseverance that make all the difference in achieving long-term goals. Before we dive into the key takeaways, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that can help you unlock your true potential. Let's get started. Takeaway 1, the definition of grit. Grit is the combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. It's not about how talented you are, but about how persistent you are in pursuing your goals over time. Grit involves not just working hard when it's easy, but sticking with it through difficulties, setbacks, and obstacles. Real-life example A. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of giving up, he used it as motivation to work harder. His passion for basketball, combined with his relentless practice and perseverance, made him one of the greatest players of all time. Real-life example B. J.K. Rowling faced rejection from multiple publishers before Harry Potter was finally accepted. Despite many setbacks, she continued to believe in her story and her passion for writing, eventually changing the literary world. To put this into action, start by identifying your long-term goals and check if you're truly passionate about them. Then, assess how committed you are to them. When faced with obstacles, remind yourself that grit means pushing through and staying focused on your end goal. Keep going, even when the going gets tough. Takeaway 2, talent versus effort. Duckworth emphasizes that while talent is important, effort is what counts most. The formula she offers is simple. Talent x effort equals skill. Skill x effort equals achievement. It's not talent that leads to success, it's sustained effort and hard work over time. Real life example A. A natural athlete who doesn't put in the effort may plateau or fail to reach their potential. Meanwhile, someone with less natural talent who works hard and practices consistently will often surpass them. Real-life example B. Beethoven, one of the most famous composers in history, was not born with natural musical ability. Instead, his relentless effort and practice turned him into one of the most renowned musicians of all time. To put this into action, recognize that talent alone won't take you to your goals. Start putting in deliberate effort to improve your skills and make progress, whether it's practicing a craft, learning a new skill, or working toward a professional goal. The more effort you put in, the more you'll grow and achieve. Takeaway 3, the grit scale. In her research, Angela Duckworth developed the grit scale to measure how much passion and perseverance someone has. This scale helps identify the difference between people who persevere through challenges and those who give up. Duckworth studies show that grit, not talent, is a better predictor of success. People who score high on the grit scale are more likely to succeed in long-term goals, even if they don't have exceptional talent. Real-life example A, people who score high on the grit scale are more likely to complete challenging programs like medical school or PhD programs, even when the coursework is tough, because they are willing to put in the effort over time. Real-life example B, entrepreneurs who consistently work hard to grow their businesses even in the face of setbacks often succeed more than those with more natural business acumen who give up after their first failure. To put this into action, take the grit scale test online to measure your own level of grit. Afterward, focus on areas where you can improve your perseverance. Challenge yourself to stay committed to your long-term goals and make small daily improvements. Over time, increasing your grit will increase your chances of success. Takeaway 4, passion as a key to success. Passion is not just a feeling, it's a vital ingredient for perseverance. It's what fuels you to keep going when things get tough. Passion is about staying deeply invested in your goals and continuously working toward them. Without passion, it's easy to give up when obstacles arise. But with passion, even the most difficult challenges seem worth the effort. Real life example A, Steve Jobs' passion for technology and design drove him to innovate and build Apple into one of the most successful companies in the world. Even after being ousted from the company, his passion pushed him to create Pixar and return to Apple with even greater success. Real life example B, the story of Thomas Edison shows how passion for invention pushed him to fail thousands of times before successfully creating the light bulb. His love for innovation kept him going through each failure. To put this into action, reflect on what you're passionate about. If your current goals don't align with your passion, consider revising them to focus on something that excites you. Passion fuels perseverance. So when you're passionate about something, you're more likely to stick with it. Even when it gets hard, make your goals meaningful and connect them to something you truly care about. Takeaway 5, perseverance in the face of setbacks. Perseverance is key to overcoming obstacles and reaching long-term success. People with grit view setbacks as part of the process, not as reasons to quit. They understand that failure is temporary and that persistence leads to eventual success. The ability to keep going despite challenges is what separates successful people from those who give up too soon. Real life example A, Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. Despite numerous rejections and failures, he persisted in his pursuit of creating Disneyland, ultimately becoming a global icon. Real life example B, Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure taught him something new, and his perseverance eventually led to one of the greatest inventions in history. To put this into action, when faced with a setback, remind yourself that failure is not the end. It's simply part of the learning process. Refocus on your long-term goals and view each obstacle as an opportunity to learn and grow. Practice resilience by continuing to move forward no matter how many times you encounter failure. Takeaway 6, the role of deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is the key to improvement. It's not enough to just practice. Deliberate practice involves focusing on specific areas that need improvement, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, and making intentional efforts to improve. This kind of practice over time leads to mastery. Real life example A, a professional pianist doesn't just play songs they know well, they focus on challenging pieces in areas where they can improve, such as finger strength or technique. This focused effort allows them to reach higher levels of performance. Real life example B. In sports, athletes like Kobe Bryant would spend hours refining their skills in specific areas, like shooting or footwork, long after practice was over. This deliberate focus on improvement helped him become one of the best basketball players of all time. To put this into action, identify the areas in your life that need improvement and make a conscious effort to practice them deliberately. Break down skills into smaller components and focus on one specific area at a time. Set a schedule for consistent practice and track your progress. The more focused and intentional your practice, the faster you'll improve. Takeaway 7, the power of purpose. Having a sense of purpose is crucial when it comes to developing grit. People who are passionate about their long-term goals and see them as meaningful are much more likely to stick with them through hard times. Purpose provides the motivation to push through difficult situations and makes the journey worthwhile. When you have a deeper reason for your efforts, perseverance becomes easier. Real life example A, Malala Yousafzai's passion for advocating for girls' education kept her going despite the dangers she faced. Her strong sense of purpose allowed her to turn her adversity into a powerful movement for change. Real life example B, Bill Gates was driven by a deep desire to change the world through technology. His purpose fueled his perseverance, even when things were tough, and he turned Microsoft into one of the most successful companies in history. To put this into action, take time to reflect on your own long-term goals and the deeper reasons behind them. What is the purpose driving your work, whether it's making an impact, providing for your family, or achieving personal fulfillment? Connecting to a higher purpose will give you the strength to keep going, even when faced with challenges. Takeaway 8, the importance of a growth mindset. A growth mindset is essential for cultivating grit. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through hard work, learning, and persistence. They embrace challenges, take risks, and see failures as opportunities to learn. This mindset not only fosters perseverance, but also allows individuals to continue improving and growing over time. Real life example A, a student who believes that intelligence can be developed will work harder when faced with academic challenges. They will seek out help, study more, and persist in the face of obstacles because they believe their efforts will lead to improvement. Real life example B, a professional athlete who sees their skills as something they can improve through practice will dedicate themselves to consistent training, even when progress feels slow. Their growth mindset keeps them focused on the process rather than the immediate results. To put this into action, start by adopting a growth mindset in your daily life. Whenever you encounter a challenge, remind yourself that abilities can be developed through effort. Rather than seeing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Make a conscious effort to embrace challenges and focus on the process, not just the outcome. Takeaway 9, grit in relationships. A growth mindset and grit don't just apply to individual goals, they can also strengthen personal relationships. When you approach your relationships with perseverance and a commitment to growth, it creates a stronger, more resilient connection. People with grit in relationships don't give up when things get tough. Instead, they work through conflicts, grow together, and become even stronger. Real life example A, in a long-term partnership, couples who face challenges with open communication and a willingness to improve their relationship tend to have stronger bonds as they work through difficulties instead of giving up. Real life example B, a mentor who continually works to improve their guidance and relationship with a mentee, despite the ups and downs, will create a deeper, more impactful connection over time. To put this into action, apply grit to your relationships by committing to work through challenges together. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations or situations, embrace them as opportunities to strengthen your bond. Consistently put in the effort to learn and grow with others. Takeaway 10, grit in leadership. Grit is a vital quality in leadership. Leaders with grit are persistent, passionate, and willing to push through challenges, motivating others to do the same. They set the tone for their teams, demonstrating that resilience, effort, and long-term commitment are key to success. Leadership is not about having all the answers, but about staying committed to the mission regardless of the obstacles. Real life example A, Angela Merkel, the former Chancellor of Germany, demonstrated grit throughout her leadership, consistently navigating difficult political landscapes and making tough decisions for the benefit of her country. Real life example B, a business leader who continues to innovate and lead through economic downturns, inspiring their employees to stay focused and resilient, is demonstrating grit in their leadership style. To put this into action, as a leader, focus on developing your grit by staying committed to your goals and inspiring others to do the same. Lead by example, showing your team that challenges are a natural part of the journey and that perseverance will ultimately lead to success. Encourage your team to build their own grit by focusing on the process and staying committed to long-term goals. That's it for today's breakdown of Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. To recap, we've covered how grit, combining passion and perseverance, is a key predictor of success, far more important than talent alone. We've looked at how perseverance in the face of setbacks, deliberate practice, the power of purpose, and a growth mindset all contribute to developing grit. So, what's next? Start applying these lessons today. Begin by identifying an area in your life where you can apply more grit. Whether it's in your personal goals, career, or relationships, choose one thing to focus on and commit to sticking with it, even when challenges arise. Reflect on the role of passion in your pursuits. Does your current path align with your true passion? If not, maybe it's time to reassess. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one goal or project where you've struggled to stay consistent, and how will you use grit to push through? Drop your thoughts and comments below. I can't wait to hear how you plan to put these principles into action. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.